Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at AMNY, drinking water in New York City homes largely free of lead. Is that true? Is it safe? Well, let's take a look. The amount of lead found in city drinking water has plummeted over the years, but a recent study shows a small percentage of residences have levels of hazardous material that exceed federal limits. And I do agree with this point. Yes, it definitely has getting better. It definitely has shown signs of improvement. But that doesn't mean that it's not a problem. Results, however, are not widespread enough to require the city to act. In light of this, residents should take steps to limit their lead exposure, city officials and health experts said. In 2016, the city tested a pool of hundreds of homes known to contain lead in their tap water. As required annually under federal protocols, the City Department of Environmental Protection said the compliance pool currently consists of more than 500 homes, but declined to immediately specify the exact size of the pool. So even though it's a small amount, 500 homes is a lot. We need to keep in mind there's no safe amount of lead, and if there's an individual family or even individuals in those residences, it is a problem. About 6.9% of those tested had lead levels above the federal limit, and that's definitely harmful. So if more than 10% of tested homes are found to have water with lead that exceeds the threshold of 15 parts per billion, the federal government requires the city to take steps to control corrosion and offer public information about how to protect their health. The homes most at risk were those in pre-war buildings constructed in the 1920s and 1930s, and that's before the Safe Drinking Water Act, so that's probably why they had older pipes, the study found. Well before lead lines were prohibited, community districts with relatively more of those sorts or residences had lead detected in the water, including those spanning such neighborhoods as Ridgewood, Maspeth in Queens, Belford, Stuyvesant in Brooklyn, Co-op City, Riverdale in the Bronx, and South Beach in Staten Island, the IBO said. Any presence of lead in tap water comes from the fixtures in homes, according to the city Department of Environmental Protection. Water flowing from the upstate reservoir system is virtually lead-free and tested more than 600,000 times per year, the DEP said. The department treats water with orsophosphate, which prevents corrosiveness in the fixtures that may contain lead. The IBO said there were no laws compelling city property owners to do anything when lead is detected in their buildings. Unlike rules for public buildings like schools, that places the onus on the individual residents to monitor their lead consumption. The city provides lead testing kits to any resident who wishes to gauge the level of lead in their water. In 2016, the DEP distributed 4,740 such kits, and 3% revealed water lead levels above federal action threshold, according to the IBO report. In 2017, the DEP handed out 7,957 kits, but could not immediately provide figures on what the results showed. To flush out the lead, the city recommends running tap water for at least 30 seconds if it has not been used in a few hours. The State Department of Health suggests running it for 1 more minutes, and some medical professionals recommend periods as long as 2 minutes. Dr. Stanley Schaefer, director of Western New York Lead Poisoning Resource Center at Gilisano Research Hospital in Rochester, noted the lead cause of lead poisoning is lead paint. So that's the lead cause. That doesn't mean, though, water is completely safe, as lead in water tends to be a relatively minor source of lead exposure, Schaefer said, but that's talking in general terms. For a particular person who might be drinking a lot of water and has all these sources in their home, it might be more of a problem. For most people, it's not a huge issue. But babies are the most at risk in the population. So with all this said, it's good that lead is going down in drinking water. That being said, any amount is dangerous, and it also helps to have your water periodically tested for any amount of lead.